Hi guys, welcome to Chapter 4. In this chapter we're going to spend a lot of time looking at layers and how to use layers to design and help manage content within your file and within your layers. So let's get started. Go ahead and open up the PDF, and this shows you what we are going to be doing and what it's supposed to look like. Then go ahead and open up the start file. We're going to open up the layers panel in the right hand side panels area. If you don't see the layers panel in the panels on the right, go ahead and click on window and scroll down to layers, and that will open up the layers panel. We're going to click on the text layer, and when you have selected a layer, it's going to be highlighted, and there's also going to be a little pen icon within the layer, and that will tell you that that is the layer that you have chosen, and all new content that is created and placed in the file will be on this layer. So when you click on the little arrow next to the text or the layer name, that opens up all of the content that is in that layer. You can click on specific elements in the layer. You can also move things in front of each other or in back of each other just by moving the layer, the object within the layer around above and below the other layer. So we're going to start with page 1. In this case, that is on the page on the right hand side. We're going to click on the zoom tool. We're going to zoom in on the blue box. We're going to select the black selection tool. When you click on the flower image, you get your blue frame that you've selected this image. The circle, which you've used a little bit already, is the content grabber. And when you mouse over the circle or the content grabber, your pointer becomes a hand. And that tells you can move the image around within the frame. So we're going to move this object that's in the text layer to the graphics layer. Now that we've selected the object, a little blue box highlights next to the actual object name, and also the blue box is showing up in the actual layer. Okay, you can change the color of the layer or of the frame that the image is being contained in. And it will change the color of the layer, and because the blue of this box is so close to the color of our frame, we're going to change the color to a dark blue. So we're going to go to options, and we're going to click on layer options for text, and we're going to click on dark blue, and then we're going to hit OK. And now it's easier to see the frame within that blue box. Okay, now we're going to move the image up to the graphics layer. So we're going to click on the blue box, and you can click on the blue box that's the actual name, or you can click on the blue box in the text layer and click, and we're going to drag the blue box up to the graphics layer and drop it in the graphics. Now if you open up the graphics layer, you will see that the bleeding heart image that we had selected is now in the graphics layer. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and close up the layers so we hide all of the contents, and we're going to lock the graphics layer, and when you click on the box next to the eyeball, that will create a little lock icon, and there will be a line through the pen icon that tells you that the objects in that layer are locked and cannot be moved. Next, we're going to click on Fit Spread to Window, and that displays everything in the spread. Next, we're going to create a new layer. So we're going to go back to our layers panel and click the little plus, and that creates a new layer. We're going to double click the name, and that will bring up the options. We're going to name this layer background. We're going to choose green as our color, and we're going to click OK. We're going to make sure that because the contents of the background layer are in the background, we want everything to be on top. So we're going to go ahead and click on the background layer and click and drag and move it below the text layer. Now the graphics in the text layer will be above the background layer. Now we're going to move some stuff around into the background layer. Okay, so we're going to click on the green box in the left-hand page, and notice the little blue square highlights in the text layer. We're going to click it, and we're going to drag it down to the background layer. So now that green box is in the background layer. Okay, now we're going to click to the next spread in this file. We're going to go down to the bottom, and we're going to click on the single arrow, and when you mouse over it says next spread, so we're going to click on that and it takes us to the next spread. We're going to click on the blue square and shift click on the purple square to select them both. The little blue square in the text layer shows up, so we're going to go ahead and click on that and drag them down to the background layer. Now we can go ahead and click on the lock for the background layer, and that assures that everything in the background layer won't move around when we're working on the layers above it. Okay, now we're going to start working with text frames.